So we're going live. All right. It says we're live. So welcome from the crossroads of America. A 1 hour talk show, Shooting with Disabilities. We might also talk about guns, politics, or anything else that crosses our mind. Answer questions from the audience. Either put them in the chat or email me at rickslife@gmail.com or spottedrick@gmail.com. Also, I have a Patreon page, PayPal, and all that other good stuff. It's all down there in the info section. All right. Let's introduce my panel here. I got New York Outcast. How you doing?
Doing well. Thanks for having me. Thanks for joining us, everybody.
All right. Then we got Patriot in the Dark.
Well, good evening, Rick and everyone.
Yeah, and let's see. First in the room tonight was Jason Stewart and Patriot in the Dark, gun-loving grandpa, Southpaw RX. And Sabrina's here.
Hi, Sabrina.
So they're all starting to crawl in. You know, I was trying to think what my do with disabilities and stuff. My leg, my right hip is getting, oh God, when I got home yesterday from going to the surgeon, I could barely move because, she had me lay on the table. She grabbed hold of my leg and moved my hip in all directions that hasn't moved in years, And she goes, oh yeah. She said, your right hip is bad. It really is bad. And she showed me the x-ray and everything else. But, as I was saying to the guys before we went live, they won't operate on me till I lose some weight. And I said, well, I was this size when I had my new hip put in 2 years ago. There wasn't no problem in Rhode Island. She didn't have an answer for that. So, I don't know. I can understand maybe to a certain degree, because of my diabetes, my age, my weight. They're afraid I might not wake up, I guess. But I'm willing to sign the paperwork saying, let's do it. So, anyway, where I'm going with this is it looks like, I've been keeping my, I've been charging my scooter the whole time I've been here. I'll let it sit for a couple of months, then I go out there and plug in the charger and charge it up and run it up and down the driveway a little bit, make sure it's still working and all that good stuff. But I went to put on the this would have made you laugh. Why I done it last night after my leg was still killing me. But I lifted, what's the word for it? The carrier that I drive up onto that hooks onto my hitch only weighs about 70 pounds. So I lined it up, went straight in, got that on there, but it has what do they call it? It has
like a lift?
No. The hitch, it goes into the hitch. You put your thing in, you got it hooked up, but it has a thing that goes over the thing to hold it in place for it doesn't rattle. I can't think of the word for it now. Most of these things come with one.
Oh.
It's to stop it from moving from side to side, up and down, and all this shit. Because the actual post is slightly thinner than your hitch, right? Because it has to be to get inside. You with me?
Like a shim?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Well, it bolts on. Well, I'm leaning over there. I'm trying to get it. I can't get it to go because the bolts are underneath, of course. I said, well, let me get down. So I maneuver myself with the bumper, a chair I have, and I kneel down. I get down. I'm on my back. And I'm underneath there trying to do it, and I can't get that thing to catch. So I said, screw it. I'll look at it tomorrow. Well, it took me 20 minutes to figure how to get myself back up. I was stuck.
Oh.
I didn't.
That
You know,
sucks.
I was stuck. I couldn't get up. And in the end, because I'm so used to, I'm so used to, I had to roll over onto my left side and get up that way, and it was funny. I managed to get it on my left. I managed to get up on my knees. Then, of course, because of my left hip is the new hip, so I managed to get my leg up, in a sort of like a position, and I pushed up with my left leg, and I got myself up. It was hilarious. I was like a beach swell there on the ground for a little while. Oh man! So anyway, I'm going to have to start. I think if this leg gets any worse, I'm going to have to start using my scooter down at the range and stuff again, like I used to.
Mm-hmm.
In the meantime, I'm looking at what the doctor said. She goes, "Well, I didn't know this." She said, "I got a phone call today saying she referred me over to some dietitian there at the hospital. I got to call them back to make an appointment to go see them to help me with my, to lose this weight I meant to lose." So here we go. So there we go. Mind you, I went down to the diner for lunch today. You're going to say, "How are you losing weight?" I just had, I had steak and eggs. I had steak and scrambled eggs is all I had. It was cheap ass steak, like a cube steak, but made it, but that and scrambled eggs, and that's meant to be good for you.
Yeah.
So that's what I had when I was down there, and that's where we're at the moment. And tonight, believe it or not, I know I'm eating bread, and I know I shouldn't, but I'm making it up because I'm making myself cucumber sandwiches.
Nice.
I love cucumber. I normally slice them up with onions and put them in vinegar, soak them in vinegar.
Yeah.
We're talking about that. I might do some of that too while I'm doing slicing my cucumber for my sandwiches. Cucumber sandwiches might be an English thing. You know what I'm saying?
I grew up on them.
Lightly butter the bread, slice the cucumber real thin, lay it on there, bit of salt and pepper, and that's it. That's your sandwich. If you want to be real British, you cut the crust off the bread, and cut them into little squares.
That's because crust is too tough for those British guys, or
yeah,
they can't bite through it.
That's right.
I have a suggestion about the nutritionist. They sent me to one, and the lady I went to was a blind lady, right? And so she had all sorts of things because I was newly blind, and it was just one of those things that they had set up for me. And it was cool because she would, she'd say, "Okay, well, you got to step on the scale and all this kind of stuff." Well, she would put it in the door frame so that you could hang onto the door kind of to steady yourself, because some blind people are kind of wobbly or whatever. And it was funny because you could just push down really hard on the header over your head, and so that it would make your weight really, really high. And then the next time you just kind of pick up on it and you can lift yourself up, and it really frustrates them.
Yeah. Oh, Southpaw asked me in the chat there, did they give me a set weight? Yes, they did. They want me to lose at least 100 pounds. So that's where I'm at. That's my goal.
You'd be amazed at how it falls off once you figure out what you need to do, Rick.
Oh yeah. I mean, I've lost weight before. I mean, I used to be a bigger boy than I am now. And I did lose, and I lost weight, and when I had my hip done, I was maybe 15 pounds less than what I am now, but I kept losing weight after that. I mean, I would say I was 50 pounds lighter than what I am now, but I put it all back since I've been here, So that's my fault because I went off my diet and started eating this good. Then my cousin kept feeding me all this good shit, and and me being weak-willed, you know. So
I
that's
had that same.
What?
I was just gonna say I had that same problem. They switched me over because I'm diabetic and I've been on the Freestyle Libre. That's that stinking robot that attaches to you to tell you your sugars all the time. It's one of
Oh
those
yeah.
CMVs. Well, I used it for like 4 months, and then the distributor kind of fell apart and didn't contact me, and then I switched. So there was like a month I wasn't on it, and I went back, and 3 of them in a row burnt my skin really bad, and so I'm in the process of switching over to the Dexcom. But what I was going to say is with that meter, it kept me where I was scraping bottom all the time. It seemed like, because in the shots that they had me taking were way too much, and so it seemed like I was always either crashing, and I had to just keep, eating to, not flop around and get all delirious and stuff. And so finally, once I realized that's what was happening, I had gained some extra pounds like that. And so it definitely.
Oh yeah. Now that I got my mindset, I will lose this weight. Because I got to get it done. I know what it was like with the other one. Of course, I just had my back injury then too, at the same time as my hip. So I was in a bad way, and that's why I got the scooter. But, right now, I have a constant pain going from sort of like my groin down to my knee. And as she said, that's caused by my hip being out of whack. And it's pinching whatever in there. She did explain it to me in the medical terms, but basically that's what it is. But it's I got a constant pain now. And if I turn my leg too quickly, it will give me a stabbing pain. It's even woke me up at night. I've rolled over in bed and I've turned it the wrong way, and it will wake me up in a heartbeat. Oh man! So where I was going with this was shooting with disabilities. As I said, I'm getting the truck ready with the ramp thing on the back of it to start using my scooter again when I go down the range and stuff like that. I'm going to try to stay off from doing that as long as possible. But right now, believe it or not, she didn't give me any meds for it or anything. She just said take some leave, for it or whatever. But I don't know if it's good or bad. But you know what works for me? It might be, what's the word I'm looking for? Psychosomatic, when my brain's telling me it works. But my miracle drug, believe it or not, is Excedrin. I can take 2 Excedrin, and that pain in my leg will just go down to a light sort of nagging for about 4 hours. Then, of course, the Excedrin wears off and it starts coming back. But for those 4 hours, it sure is nice. But and I know Excedrins are meant to be for migraines, but hell, it's working on my leg, so hell, I'm taking it. Prove me wrong. Yeah, anyway, so I'm more likely to be using the scooter again because I know as winter gets here, as it gets colder, the arthritis is going to kick in and more like the leg's going to hurt even more. So there we go.
Isn't that safer too, though, when it is slippery out? Compared to it when you walking and stuff like that, is that you feel safer driving your scooter?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Also, what made me think about it, because after I left her office, I had to go get cat food, because when I went shopping on Friday, Walmart didn't have any. The shelf was bare. I thought, Jesus Christ, don't tell me there's a shortage of cat food now. You know what I'm saying? So I went back. I knew I was going Tuesday to the doctor, so I said I had enough to get me through to then. So I went and I walked in there, and of course my leg's killing me because the way she was jerking it all around. And I timed it. I actually timed it. It took 23 minutes for them to find me an electric cart or one to come available. You know, which I think is terrible. They should have one for every handicap spot that's out there. You know, in my opinion. So what made me think was, well, let me goddamn bring my own scooter. You know what I'm saying? I don't even have to park in the handicap spot. I can park further down, take it off, and just ride up there on my damn scooter. You know what I'm saying? And push one of those little carts around. Because they got those little ones, you know, with the double top and bottom shelf. I could push one of those down while I drive my scooter. George Trucker said, I lost 40 pounds in 2 months by cutting out tea and fried food. I would drink 1 to 1.5 gallons of tea per day. You talking about like sweet tea? Because I drink tea. I drink hot tea all the time. I mean, I got some right here, right now. You know, I drink it like unsweetened tea, but it's hot. It's just straight tea. There's no milk. There's no sugar in it. You know, that's my British side. I gotta have my tea. So, yeah, fried food is going to be my killer because I love, you know, I would eat fried potatoes, French fries, with everything, with every meal I got. You know what I'm saying? I know eggs are good. I would fry eggs. You know what I'm saying? I love fried food, fried chicken. You know? So that's going to be the tough one. But I have, as I told you, I lost a few pounds. When she weighed me yesterday, I was 1.5 pounds lighter than I was when I went to the doctor the week before, my own doctor. Because I went to him the previous, I went to him on the 1st of the month, and I went and saw her yesterday on the 8th, and I lost 1.5 pounds in those few days. So, you know, I'm eating more vegetables, salad. I made a salad the other day, had peppers in it from the garden. Not my garden. My cousin gave me a bunch of peppers, tomatoes, and stuff like that. I just bought some lettuce to throw in it. You know, and for a salad dressing, I had malt vinegar, and I just sprinkled that on there with some salt and pepper, and that was it. So, you know,
yeah, Sal, good. Just can't kill it with the dressings, but it's a lot better. The one he had is a lot better than a lot of them out there. So
yeah. Well, Southpaw just said a good thing. He cut out. That's another thing. I got to cut out sodas again. When I told you when I had my hip done a couple of years ago, or whenever in 2018, I for 2 years I did not drink any soda whatsoever. I just drank water, and I used to buy that sugar-free flavored stuff for the bottles of water I drank. But I got hooked back on to drinking sodas again. So that's another one I got to kick out of my diet again. Get rid of the soda. Even diet sodas are no good for you. They still have sugar in them. You know what I'm saying? So I need to get rid of the soda. Yeah, so it's going to be a chore, but I got to get it done. I got to get this hip done. I mean, I as much as the scooter's fine. I mean, I got enough problems with my back, let alone having my right hip give me grief as well. You know, so I can live with the back. With wearing the brace. The back helps me a lot. I mean, the brace helps my back a lot. You know, it's still some days nothing helps it, but most days the brace helps my back. But that hip, I mean, and it's not so much the hip itself. It's that, muscle or tendon or nerve or whatever it is between my groin and my knee that's absolutely killing me. That's the part I can't take. So, yeah, Southpaw said low carb. I got to do low carb meals, basically, what I got to do. So, anyway, so I'm going to get my scooter. As I said, I'm getting my scooter all ready to use at the range. And, for I'll be able to shoot. I haven't gone shooting in a while because the humidity here has been unbelievable in this part of Indiana. I mean, like, what was it? Was it No, it wasn't yesterday. It was Monday. Monday was Labor Day, right? I think it was Monday. Humidity was 98%. Yep. You know what I'm saying? I was like, Jesus Christ. So. Oh, yeah. Oh, Southpaw said they're doing a weight loss competition at work, and they weigh in every Monday. Yeah, that'd be good. I don't work anymore. That's unfortunate. It's only me here and my cats, and the cats don't give a shit as long as they get their food and their treats, So, all right. So I'm going to be back to shooting from my cart. So I'm going to have to get back to drawing from the sitting position like I did before. So, But I bought me a new, I bought a new stand for my targets. I think I told you guys. It uses those, I can't think of the name of them, but it's basically like a triangle with a hole in it. And you just put electrical conduit, the metal piping, and I bought, what was it? I cut them into 5-foot sections. So I bought 3 10-foot poles, and they cut them for me. So I got the 4 legs, then the one going across the middle that I hang the targets on. So that's the only thing I got to figure out how I'm going to do that. I can still walk with the, to put that together for the, with the scooter and stuff. So I'll figure it out.
Does it have a basket or anything?
What, my scooter?
Yeah. Where you might be able to.
Yeah, it has a little girly basket on it. But what I do is a lot of the stuff, like the targets and the stuff. I have my big my bucket that I throw all my brass in. I throw everything in there, and normally take that with me. And I take my targets out of there, hang them up, and after I picked up all my brass, then I throw everything back in the bucket, put it in the back of the truck. So more than likely, what I do is I'll take that with me that will fit sort of like on the floorboard of the scooter as I ride along, and I can drag those poles with me, or I can hold them up on the floorboard or inside the bucket, against my shoulder while I drive out to where I want to set them up.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I can figure out a way of doing it. No, my cat doesn't have a special diet, Sabrina. I asked my vet that. Sabrina's asking me about my cat who's diabetic. She said, no, just don't overfeed her or overfeed him, and just give him, and he has his insulin shots twice a day. Now, I did have to take him to the vet the other week, and I left him there for a few hours. They done tests on him because he's been drinking a hell of a lot again lately. That's how I found out he was diabetic the last time, because his drinking consumption had gone up. And I took him again, and I've had to increase his insulin. But that's the only thing I've done. And he's got smart too. What he does now, how big did I've got a bowl that has a plastic thing. You fill it up with water, you turn it upside down, and as they drink the water, it fills back up on a constant well, when it gets down to when it's emptied or almost empty, he takes his paw and pushes it off for it falls on the floor to let me know that the water bucket needs filling back up. I tell you, he's a big old cat. He is big. You know? So there we go. That's what, you know. So on the cat situation, he's doing fine. I've got to find a groomer because I brush him every day. And I don't know what this is about guns, but I'm talking about my cats. He's been sleeping in a box that is half the size he is. And he lays in it, and he turns himself upside down, twists himself around, and he's getting all his fur, because he's long-haired, and he's getting all his fur tangled up while he's sleeping. So when he wakes up, he's all matted, and I have to brush him out, but he's getting more mats than I can get out. So I'm going to have to get him taken to a groomer and get him clipped or something. Yeah. Also, I know winter's coming, but like the last few days when it's been really bad, he practically sleeps on top of the AC vent on the floor, you know, to stay cool. Yeah, Sabrina. Yeah, they normally don't. Yeah, normally both my cats drink out of the toilet bowl. Believe it or not, you know, I'll be walking by and they're both one or the other will be there. They got their hind legs on the floor and their front halves inside, and their heads, and they're down there drinking the water. That's how big these cats are. They can go to the toilet. They can stand up and read and put their heads in to drink the water out of the toilet bowl. I tell you, they're like dogs. They really are. So, no. Anyway, you guys got any questions or topics you want to talk about? You know, we can. I mean, I can come up with some other stuff, but I got a complaint. Anybody here work for Amazon?
No.
I ordered my. Oh, it's in the other room. You can't show live firearms on videos anymore, anyway. But I went and spent some money, and I bought my iTarget. I've had it here since they first came out. I've had it for 2 or 3 years now. Well, I bought the laser for them for my 380. So I've been playing around with that for a couple of days. Well, I ordered that on, when was it? I think it was Saturday. Was it Saturday? Yeah. From iTarget, the Amazon's another thing I'm getting on in a minute. I ordered it direct from iTarget on Saturday. Monday was a federal holiday, but it was in my mailbox Tuesday. Right? Now, I ordered a couple of items from Amazon on Friday. And I pay Amazon Prime for free 2-day shipping. And I still haven't got it yet.
Sucker.
You know? What a bunch of bullshit that's turning out to be.
That sucks.
Yeah. So, Sean wants to know, did the idiots over at Bud's finally? Yes, they did. Now, Bud's Guns, because I'm thinking of buying, CNR, and I wanted to have my FFL on file with them. Well, I've done the paperwork or sent the email they asked me to send a copy of my FFL, so I sent them a copy. Of course, I uploaded the original, which is blank. You know, has my printing name on there, but it doesn't have my signature. I hadn't signed it yet. I forgot to upload the other one, so they told me they needed a signed copy. So I uploaded the signed one to them and sent it back to them. Well, back and forth for the last 2 days, they kept telling me, we need a signed one. I said, that is a signed one if you look at it. Then they came back to me and go, oh, we need one. You're in Indiana now. We need one with the Indiana address on it. I said, it's got the Indiana address on it. This is what, Sean, you ain't heard this. They come back to me in an email and they said, oh, we've got it now. We've attached it to your account. We were looking at your last purchase from us was when I was in Rhode Island. It wasn't a CNR. It was I was using a regular FFL in Rhode Island. And they said, well, you live, you know, they said, we're looking at your last order and your address was in Rhode Island. I said, I don't live in Rhode Island anymore. I live in Indiana. That's why the CNR has an Indiana address on it, because I got it changed. You know?
And what was that? That was Buds, you said?
Buds Guns, yeah.
Oh, I didn't know they did CNR rifles.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they do CNR stuff.
Yeah. Have you done the Royal Tiger imports and
Yeah, the reason I was going with Buds is because it's free shipping.
Oh.
And it's the same price. Well, actually, I think if you go to is it Tiger Imports or whatever? It's about
Tiger.
It's about and Classic Firearms. I have my FFL registered with Classic Firearms too, but both of those you've got to pay shipping, so it doesn't work out any cheaper. You know, so I might as well get it from Buds.
Yeah, I didn't even know Buds had stuff like that.
Yeah, they do. Plus, what's so sweet about it? It gets delivered right to my door. I don't even have to drive to the local FFL. I am the local CNR FFL. You know, regular guns.
The whole reason you bought it.
Regular guns, I have to, if I order any, have to go to an FFL. But CNR comes direct to me.
That's that online loophole.
So don't let the Democrats know that yes, you can get guns delivered straight to your house. You know, but they have to be a CNR category. You know, we don't want them to know that, or they're trying to stop that. They'll add that to their anti-gun agenda. You know, so
you had to say something. Now you ruined it for everybody, Rick.
How did I ruin it for everybody?
You made it public.
Oh,
we're all going to watch this show, and it's all over now. It's all we're going to see all over the news for the next 2 months.
Yeah, the CNR loophole. Yep. So sorry about that, guys. But that's the only sweet thing about being CNR. As I told you, though, the ATF has the right to come into your house to check on those guns. You know, so luckily I don't have many. I got one, actually. I got one CNR. That's my P64. I've always been meaning to buy more, but I never do. You know, so. But I'm gonna try to start. But I'm trying in my old age. I'm trying to be more responsible. It's hard. It really is, because I've been doing this for 60 odd years now. Why am I going to change? You know what I'm saying? But
as long as you keep your paperwork in order, shouldn't be an issue, right?
That's right. Okay, so yeah, I mean that's where I'm at right now with that on the gun side. I'm trying to think what else. What were we talking about? Oh yeah. So anyway, back. But yeah, that laser thing's great. I gotta actually open I have to get the eye target down because it has a stand and a target, and you set your cell phone into it, and you there's a app you download, which I've already got downloaded, and you do whatever you want to do with it target wise, what you're trying to do. It will be like a timer. Remember I told you I was trying to buy a timer and all that? This app will do it all for you. Not only that, if you hit the target, what you can have sound or no sound. Sort of like when you hit the target, it sounds like it go bang. It's sort of like sound, like a bullet going off. You know? So not loud, but just enough for you to hear it, type thing. And you can do it from, I think it's, I don't know. I mean, I'm trying to think when have I last used it. Yeah, I mean, 12, 15 feet away from it, you can hit the target, and it works pretty good. You know, you can do sets of how many, whatever you want with it. I think with today's ammo shortage, I think everybody should have one. Even if you just buy the laser, a laser thing for it inside your firearm and just shoot at the wall or the TV, you know, with dry fire practice. Because with the laser, and you pull the trigger, and if you're aiming at the wall, it should be a red dot hitting right where you're aiming. But a lot of times, it will sort of like wiggle when it hits the wall. That means you're jerking the trigger or something, and you're moving the gun. So it's good for dry fire practice. So I think everybody should at least get one. I mean, there's more than eye target. There's other kinds of things out there, but I found these guys the more reasonably priced. And so the only thing is, I will say I originally ordered it for 45 ACP. So I have a laser. Where is it? Let me see if I can find it. It's here on the desk somewhere, I think. Hell if I can find it right now. But I got a one for 45 ACP. But for the 380, it cost $50 for that little laser thing to go inside it. You know? So the actual whole set, I think, was $99.99. You know? So if you buy extra things, it's an extra $50 for each one you buy. So that's where they make their money. So
yeah. One of the people that I talked to on one of the group lists, she used one of the laser. I don't know which one it is. I have to look it up. I'll post it on here. But it's a laser setup. But if you use your laptop, it uses like a webcam where you can focus it at the wall, and then you basically can design targets on your, not on your wall, but if you hang a target, you can focus fields on it, and it uses the laser and your basically your webcam looking at the wall, seeing where it hit on those targets, and you can set different ranges and set it up that way. And then you can also play obviously different games where it'll call out, what target and what, which one to hit and all that stuff. And it was cool because, she's a blind person using it. So it's interesting. I never got farther than just got the name and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, but what I find amazing, like with the app, with the phone, I'm trying to think. I don't shoot at the phone. I shoot at the target. But the phone picks it up. How it picks it up, I don't know. Because the actual frame is only a piece of plastic with a cardboard target. You know what I'm saying? So it must take the reflection from the laser somehow, I guess.
It's using the camera looking at you doing the shot, and it can probably see you move or something, maybe? I don't know.
Yeah, maybe it is. Be honest with you, it's been a long time since I've actually set up the whole thing. I haven't used it since I lived here. All I've been doing is using the 45 ACP. All I've been doing is shooting the targets on the wall. and at nighttime I'll be shooting at people on the TV, you know, that kind of thing with it. Shooting the cats, aiming the laser at the cats, that kind of stuff. You know, that's what I've been doing with it for the last couple of years. But I was thinking about setting it back up again and start using it again, since we have the ammo shortage and there's a, good way to save what ammo. I mean, I got enough ammo to go shooting, but if I don't need it, I might as well use that at home. That's all I'm saying. So
yeah, seems like a practical idea.
Do what?
Seems like a practical idea.
Oh yeah, I think it's called iTarget Pro. Is the actual name of it. If anybody's interested. Hey, unknown user, good to see you. Clover's here as well. Of course, Kingpin's out in the chat there, but he must be working. That's why he's not in here. So, hey, Guns and Barbecue, you made it back.
Yeah, I'm having some signal issues tonight.
That's all right. That's all right. So I was just talking about my iTarget Pro gadget I got with the laser, for dry fire practice.
Yeah, I heard those are pretty awesome.
They are. They are. So I was just saying I just got the laser for the 380. So, they're $60 a piece now. Is that what I paid for mine? Hell, I don't know. I just hit the buy button through PayPal. I paid $60. Jesus Christ!
Is that just for the laser? Or is that for the whole setup? Because I thought I heard the whole setup's like $100.
Yeah, the whole setup's $99.99. But it was an extra $60 for any extra lasers you want. So that's where they make their money on the extra. Like when I originally bought it, I bought it for my 45 ACP because that's what I carried most of the time. I decided to get the 380 the other day and didn't realize it was $60 I paid. I just hit the PayPal button on the, I think it was PayPal on the screen there. I didn't even look to see how much it was. Jesus Christ. I thought it was $50.
Do those only work for iPhones or do they work for Androids also?
Do what?
That unit, does it only work with iPhone or does it work with Android as well?
It works with, I don't know about, I have an Android phone. That's all I've ever used with it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So, unknown user says you're planning on getting an EZ 9mm. Yeah, then I'll have to buy another one for the 9mm, I guess. I said that's where the company makes their money. If you're buying, all these different, 9mm, 380, 45, 44 Magnum, 38 Special. You know what I'm saying? Actually,
wouldn't it do the same? Or just get some tape?
I believe, actually, I forgot all about it. I've got a 38 Special laser in here. I haven't used that thing in about 3 years. I got a laser insert for my 38 Special I have. What I would do is I would shoot it, then I would just, I would either fire it 4 more times to bring it back around to where it is for the laser to work again, or sometimes I would just turn the cylinder to line it back up again. There ain't no way I'm paying $59.99 to have 5 of them. You know what I'm saying? For it fires every time. If they were cheaper, I would do it. So, Oh, Sean says, they are neat and all for dry fire practice, but it can never simulate recoil. So how good can it really be overall? Well, I understand where you're coming from, but when you're aiming, when you got your sights lined up, right, and you're looking down the sights, you pull the trigger, even when you're down at the real range where real bullets, the recoil doesn't happen until after you pulled the trigger. So, to me, I think it's a damn good idea. You know? Yeah, I mean, you like getting back on target after you shoot it, but most of the time, unless you've got a single action semi-auto, you have to slide back the slide every time, then line it back up. So you're doing the same thing by getting your sight, you lack it up, put it back up. So it's almost like the recoil when you're lining up your sights. You know? I find it good. And I think it's a great idea. You know? So, and they're not even paying me to plug their item. You know?
I think it'd also be good just with muscle memory and pulling and drawing, you know.
That's nothing, yeah. I mean, a lot of times I'm sitting in my chair and I'm just aiming. But you're right. I have, when I first got it, you know, when I have it set up properly with using my my phone and the target stand and everything, I practice drawing from the holster, aiming and shooting at it. You know? Oh yeah, I think it's a pretty good.
I'd agree. None beats live fire, but I think that would be a very close second step, and it should also help. You know,
yeah, I mean,
it also help a little bit.
If you can hit the target with the laser, it's going to help you hitting the target live fire. You know what I'm saying? Even though maybe you might have to use the recoil, but you know you're going to be able to hit the target once you got the sights lined up.
I think one of the key things about dry fire practice is making that first shot count, getting used to your trigger pull and things like that. It's not so much about the recoil and follow-up shots. It's making sure that you put that first shot where it's going to need to be.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think it's a great idea. So,
it just reinforces the fundamentals.
Yep.
And so we talked about my scooter and my hip, and now my 38 Special and the iTarget Pro.
On your scooter, how do you carry? Because I know with Wheeled and Well Armed, he uses those Sneaky Pete setups where he kind of just has it hooked on. Is that? I mean, I know that you getting up and down and stuff like that is different.
No, I mean, like as everybody knows, when I go out, I always carry outside the waistband with my baggy shirt over the top of it. You know, I don't have to because it's got a permit here. I can carry open, but I don't wear my shirts tucked in. I leave them out. So I just leave it on my right hip like I normally would. But the only difference is I'll lift up I have armrests that go up and down on the scooter on the seat. So I'll lift the right side up for the armrest is not getting in my way. You know. So I have free access to my right side. That's how I normally do it. You know, unless now when the cooler weather comes and I'm wearing it and I'm wearing my look, he's carrying a gun vest on. You know, mine looks more like a fishing vest than a gun vest. It's got all these pockets on it and all kinds of shit. You know, but normally if I'm not wearing it on my hip, I'll be wearing it in a pocket because it has the left and right side inside pockets have little sort of like what's the word I'm looking for? Like elastic that you put the gun in and you hold it there. So that's what I normally do during the cooler months. I'll wear that. I very rarely ever wear an actual full jacket. Even in the wintertime, I'll wear that vest with short. And I don't very often wear a long sleeve shirt either. Oh, I mean, I have some and I do wear them, but very rare. I don't like my arms covered up. So they're talking about
because you have the right to bear arms.
That's right. I have a right to bear arms, and I do bear them. You know, so that's what I do. So I put up the armrest on the seat on the scooter on the right hand side when I'm using it. That way, I have free access to the gun if I'm wearing it on my hip. So, does that answer your question, Patriot?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yes, so I got to go out there tomorrow and do some more. I got to go not oil, but I want to make sure spray some WD-40 on all the moving parts underneath on the scooter. You know, make sure everything's working okay. You know. So.
Sounds like fun.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Maintenance. Yep, do the maintenance. Wipe it all down, clean it up.
I might take a drive over to my cousin's, the guy who has the scrap yard, and ask him, that shimmy thing that I'm trying to get on. Because I think he's only 38 years old or something like that. Get him to crawl on his back underneath there and do it. Drop him enough for a 6-pack, he'll be all right. So. That's what I'm thinking of doing. That way it'll be done. I mean, the only reason, because if I put without the shimmy on there, because most of the weight is on the back wheels of that thing, because that's where the batteries are. So without the shimmy, the carrier will lean down that way because the shimmy's not holding it in place. With the shimmy on there, it sits more upright. That do you understand what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
So I need to get that done. So I strap it. I mean, what I do is when I get it up on there and I put the stand, I lift the ramp up. The ramp goes straight up, and then I put one of them, straps. I strap it across the bottom, crank it for it's tight, for the thing doesn't move.
Ratchet strap.
Yes, that's the word I couldn't think of the word. I use a ratchet strap to hold it on to the platform. Then if I normally what I do is I'll put the rain cover on it. Then I'll hold that on with bungee cords. It doesn't look pretty, but it does its job. And the actual rain jacket, the rain cover I use, to buy the actual rain cover for that scooter, I think they wanted $75. So all I done was bought an extra large barbecue cover. Fits on it beautiful.
Works.
And that was only $15. And it does the job. It's just mainly to keep most of just to keep some of the rain off it while I'm going along. You know what I'm saying? So, it does what I mean. I would love to have a ramp or a thing on the back that that's electric that will, I can just drive it on there and I can raise it up.
Lift.
Lift on it, but they're expensive. And and it's not that I don't feel that I'm going to need it for the rest of my life. You know what I'm saying? If I knew it was going to be a permanent thing, then I might consider it. The other thing I need to do with it tomorrow when I'm working everything is I need to take it apart, make sure it hasn't seized up any, because it actually comes apart in 5 pieces. So like if you were driving a car I could put it in your, if you come pick me up, I could put it in your trunk, you know, because it breaks in the seat comes off, the batteries come out, the front and back part separate. So that's 1, 2, 3. Yeah. They call it 5 parts because there's 2 batteries. So that's 2 parts. The seat is 3. The back half is 4. The front half is 5. And the front half, because that's the steering column, that will fold all the way down. So for a fit, so it'll fit in the trunk of a car. Yeah. But normally I don't do that because I have my truck. I was thinking of trying to get a. See, I don't, when I have it up on that thing on the ramp, I don't ride it up or down. I walk it. I stand on the side and, you know, press the forward button, and I walk it up real slow till it's on there. You know. But I was thinking of getting a ramp and just putting it onto the back of my truck. But that's awful. I mean, I don't think I can do it because it's a 4-wheel drive truck, so it sits high anyway. You know what I'm saying? And I think if I would have to ride it up and down, and I'm not sure.
I wouldn't advise that unless you have a tiered area that you're planning on doing that, because it will be quite steep. So
exactly,
I can tell by most ramps that you would purchase, you know, to ride a 4-wheeler up or anything like that are fairly steep. So way steeper than what code would approve for a ramp for you to ride your scooter up. So
well, you're right. You're right. So I don't think that's feasible. So I just keep what I got. If I ever come into a windfall of money, I might buy an electric one to lift it up, you know, if I don't have to fight with it like I do now.
They do have, like if you have an SUV or van, they do have little crane systems that go in the back that you can basically pull up to the rear and just swing it out, hook the cable up and hit the button. And it basically remote control winch lifts it up, and then you just slightly turn it in.
Now, yes,
set it down.
I thought about that as well. I have to look see how much they are.
Yeah, that may be a much safer option than trying to ride something up it or anything like that. So
yeah,
and take up a lot less space as as long as you can open your rear tailgate, you got enough room. So whether it's a hatch or whatever you got back there.
Yeah. So that's why that's. I'll start researching that tomorrow. I did it once before, but the prices really ain't changed. And see, you know,
they do. I mean, if you were really cheap, I know Harbor Freight has a little thing similar to that goes in the back of pickups. So maybe with a little modification would work inside an SUV, but that would all be hand crank.
I don't have an SUV. I have a pickup. So
pickup. Okay. So that may work perfect. The only difference is it's a hand crank. So it's a hand crank. So you got to do it by hand. So it's geared so it's easier, but it's almost like a come along, or basically like a come along. I don't know if you've seen those with the big hooks and the lever on the end that you ratchet. Kind of like a big ratchet strap, but this has a locking wheel that when you turn it, it just clicks in place and kind of locks in place, I believe.
So it won't. So if I let go, it won't slide back.
Right. You would have to basically hold the lock and slowly, roll it the other way. So
that's Harbor Freight.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So maybe look into that and give it a good look, because I haven't used one. I've just seen them. So I
think the whole thing weighs about 70 pounds.
Okay. They're rated for quite a bit more. Let's see if I can find a flyer.
Yeah. All right, that'll work. I see Sean Ponnery and Midnight Ranger talking about food here on the chat. So, all right. Since I didn't I wasn't here Saturday because I had issues, unforeseen circumstances. You know, it was personal stuff that hit me on Friday afternoon, late Friday afternoon, and it just threw me out of whack. And Saturday morning, I was in the, F it mood. And that's why I canceled my show. But as the weekend went by, I was feeling better. Took care. And what it was bothering me looking at it, realized it wasn't as bad as I thought it was, so that's that. So where I'm going with this, I didn't do the quiz. So I'm going to run the same quiz. So you guys got another week to get the answer in to me. You email me at rickslifeasIseeit@gmail.com or spottedrick@gmail.com by 12 noon Eastern time, the only time zone that matters. And the question is, on the B-29 Super Fortress, I want to know what armament it carried. That's it. That's the answer. And it's for the swag pack. So that's what the answer I want. What armament it carried. So I think I've got maybe 5 entries so far, I think. I have to count them. But so you got a chance to win the swag pack. Okay. Anything else, guys?
I picked up a new pistol.
Oh, you did? What'd you get?
I bought a Ruger 2245. It's the Mark III with a bull barrel. This is a little 22.
A little 22.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm sorry?
No, go on.
Oh, it was just it was like it was lonely. It was sitting in there with 2 bookmarks, and that was it. In that whole case, there was only 3, and it felt lonely, and the other ones were kind of snobby to it, so I picked it up for $250.
Nah, okay, that's not a bad price. Yeah. What you call it? Where I go shooting at the Snellville Conservation Club at the annual beef and ham shoot on October the 4th. They had the annual raffle, and first prize is a Henry Golden Boy lever action, 22, valued at $425. That's first prize. All the way to, they got gift certificates, money. The smallest prize is $10 gift certificates. So, there's 75 prizes. 6 tickets for $5. So I might as well send my $25 in. See if I can winning the Golden Boy. I know.
It's for the shoot, or it's just a raffle?
The turkey shoot is on the 4th, and they're having the raffle on the 4th too.
Okay, so it's not.
Yeah, I mean, if you win the shoot, first prize for the shoot is a whole cow.
Okay.
A what you call it? It's not a live cow. It's
full size.
Yeah, and second prize is half a cow. Then third prize and fourth prize is a quarter. Then it goes into. I think fifth prize is a whole pig or something like this. It goes down, in value. So that's October 4th. Anybody can enter. 12 gauge shotgun. Any length of barrel you like. So
I don't know if you can see that, Rick. But,
yeah.
Yeah, kind of like a boat or a trailer kind of winch setup. So that's one they have. Another one's one with a bottle jack style, but I'd probably go with something like this instead. This one's $159.99 and will lift 1,000 pounds. So
Okay, I just have to rig up something how to pick up all four corners and hook it onto that hook there, right?
I believe so. Yep. Maybe some type of strap or seat belt. You might be able to put some clips on or something like that to basically get the weight to center.
I know it's got, I have to look at the front. I know it's got 2 clips on the back that you can hook things to lift it up.
Okay.
I don't know if it's got any on the front or not.
Probably, like you said, there's probably a hook somewhere that's designed for that. I mean, probably for the a real deal handicap accessibility one, but there's I have a customer that uses one, so I would assume there's got to be standard clips with most of the carts, or at least something you could order to bolt on to your cart or something.
Yeah. Oh, Sabrina says, I know how you're feeling, Rick. I am completely devastated last period. Yeah, I know. But, Sean Pond or anything else, my thumbs hurt. Just loaded all my KP9 magazines that arrived a few minutes ago. That's a late delivery. But, all right. Oh, you about ready to eat dinner there in New York?
Yep. That's some chicken Alfredo there. So
now, see, that doesn't look bad. I could eat that. I wouldn't have a problem eating that.
Douse it with some pepper here.
I'm glad it's not a plate of mac and cheese there. That's all I'm going to say.
No, it's definitely got a lot of cheese, but not mac and cheese.
No, I said I do eat cheese. I just don't like mac and cheese. But let's not get into that again. All right, guys. I'm gonna call it. I want to say, you got any plugs or anything you want to do there, New York?
No, just thanks for joining us. Obviously, if you're not subscribed to Patriot and Rick, please subscribe and have a great evening.
All right, Patriot in the Dark. You got any plugs or anything else you want to talk about?
If anybody's got an idea of a giveaway, I probably should do a giveaway. I haven't done one in forever, it seems. But if anybody has any ideas, just shoot them over to Patriot in the Dark.
I have an idea. You want the prize or you want an idea for doing it?
No, I got plenty of prizes. I want to.
A Ruger 1045 would be a great prize.
I'd say 9mm.
I took it because it came with a rail that goes on the top of it for all the fad stuff, sights and optics and all that stuff that is just a fad. So I actually put that on, as a joke, and it looks the same, feels the same, but it's pretty nice. But no, if you have any ideas as far as what kind of monkey tricks to make everybody do, that would be, just let me know. I've been bouncing around, and there's actually some things going on right now that only a few people know about. So I don't know. Just pay attention if you're out there. If you want to watch something.
All right.
So, but yeah, thanks for having me. Thanks everybody.
I appreciate it.
Hi,
thank you to everybody in the chat for being here. I really do appreciate it. I know I've been rambling on about all kinds of different things here and my trials and tribulations of what's going on with my hip and everything else. And it's, getting my scooter back into action. So I want to say thank you for being here. I will be back on Saturday at 3 p.m. Eastern for Rick's Life as I See It. So I will see you all then. And let's see, just hit my button. Let's call it quits. And I want to say good night, good evening, or good afternoon. It all depends where you're at in the world. So everybody have a good one.
Bye, Sabrina.